and make their last big show of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, I was about to do that.
Now let's get lively.
Follow me home. I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. Oh, don't be scared, homie. I'm not surprised, motherfucker. Grab the stick and twist it.
Oh my god, dude, it's an MMA fight, dude.
Twist that dick. Twist this dick.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed time for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching along at home. This is the Eggplant Tornado podcast, the fight podcast for the common man. We coming at you live out of Garden Disaster Studios. With me, as always, is the man, the myth, the legend, the Griff. How you doing this week, buddy?
Doing well. Good day fights.
Was a good day.
Early for once.
Yeah.
Which is like, how often does that happen?
Early, but not too early.
Yeah, like the main card started at what? 9?
8
No,
or something
8,
like that.
yeah.
You didn't have to be able to like the absolute crack of dawn to watch it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was nice.
Full
doing good,
studio
though.
episode today with a full crew. Rounding out the trio is a being made of pure logic and whatever the fuck else I say he is. I'm blanking too much this morning. It's been a long week in the hot sun. Rumi, how you doing this week, buddy?
Oh yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad.
Recovering?
Yeah, fucking getting the day off in and back at it tomorrow. You know.
Yeah, fucking hell, man. Wish the sun would fuck off, eh? And then as soon as the sun fucks off, we're going to be like, I wish the sun would come back.
Oh yeah, once the sun fucks off and the rain's here, not a fun time.
Yeah, not at all. Alrighty, but we had a good day of fights. What have we got on the schedule for everybody today, Griff?
Stock standard, believe it or not. Wouldn't be an episode without it. 286 breakdown, which we just finished watching.
We literally just finished watching.
Yeah, no, straight from the stream,
Get
straight
it,
in here. Then we're gonna preview 2 cards. That's Benavidez.
Yeah.
There's too many of them with like similar names though.
Yeah.
Versus Caleb Plant, which is a fun fight. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, and they fucking hate each other. So it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah. They had like beef at one of their gyms. I'm guessing it was probably Plant's gym. The other guy rocked in with like a couple of people. Yeah, we'll get into that. Then it's Vera versus Sandhagen fight night next weekend as well, which is fun. That's a fun ass fight, man.
Yeah, I know you'd be keen for that.
Yeah. And then, someone's going to cop a bit of a sanding, so to say.
Yes. Yes, they are.
I don't even
I'm
know.
not even sure who yet, yeah.
Nah, I'm sure by the end, someone will
Someone will figure something out.
yeah, we'll figure it out by the end. Before we get into Believe It or Not, we might as well just start off the episode with Big Daddy Brown versus Big Baby.
Oh, yeah.
Not much to say about the fight. I just thought their nicknames were great. Big Daddy Brown's white, which I thought was just like funny in itself. When he's fighting like Big Baby, who's just like a massive black fella.
Like 320 pounds or something.
Big boy.
Yeah, he's huge.
Even the other guy, the Aussie fella what's his name? Lucas Brown.
Yeah.
He's a big dude as well. He's like, probably just hang him up. How old is he? Like fucking 46 or something?
43.
Should have hung him up when fucking Gal knocked him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why, like, I seen him. I'm like, dude looks familiar. I swear that's the dude that Gallon beat. And then,
Yeah.
the boys confirmed it.
He won a fight after that Gallon fight, I feel.
Yeah, he did. He won like 2 fights after that. Which
No.
I think is the reason why he was in this fight. But
I mean, good on him. Coming out of the Simple Plan retirement home for a fight. Beautiful scenes. I mean, yeah, it wasn't a bad fight. I feel like Big Baby got the finish late, 8th round or something like that. Yeah, for the most part, pretty entertaining fight to watch. Yeah, but, like, get better nicknames.
yeah.
Was that dude's nickname Big Daddy? Do you know?
No. Nothing.
We'll jump into a little Belieb It though. But before we do that, Ned, I'm gonna ask the people. You can just find us on pretty much whatever social platform you're on. Get behind us, help you enjoy yourselves.
You can. Alrighty. Rolling into Believe It or Not here. We got Conor McGregor confirming his fight with Chandler is going to be in 170 and says he's probably going to go for the title there afterwards via the MMA hour with Ariel Helwani. Did you guys watch that interview?
I watched Conor just talking about how dope Ariel's studio is. Are you talking about Conor saying he's going for the title?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen none of that. not a thing.
Well, like pretty much my breakdown from what I got for him is that Ariel's got a mad studio.
Dara.
Yeah.
Fuck, he should come
But
in then.
Yeah,
I'm
he
sure
said that at
something
the
else
start
was
of the
said.
interview. It was kind of nice listening to him talk in an extended capacity rather than just like snippets of interviews and shit like that. You can tell that he's kind of just like sort of genuine and like a lot of shit that he does is like a character. But I don't know. There was a couple of things that sort of stuck out from it. He like Helwani asked him whether like he actually likes Chandler, and he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I like Mike." He's like, "We had fucking." He's like, "We obviously we had some problems and stuff on set, and shit got a little bit heated." He's like, "But I don't have anything against him or anything like that." So it'd be interesting to see what caused this fucking controversy that Dana spoke about a couple of weeks ago.
Well,
I heard. You go.
so everything McGregor does is for promotion.
Yeah.
Like, and he's on a show that he's going to be aired for like 3 months before his fight. Like the filming will have finished pretty much like before the promotion starts for McGregor Chandler. I would assume, or it
Yeah.
will be on TV. So like every part of it is a build up towards promotion to the fight.
Yeah,
So
100%.
of course, there's drama.
And you also seen when like Wonder Boy was talking about the time he spent with Connor, he was just like, oh, as soon as the camera goes on, he's like a different person.
Yeah, like he knows what he's got to do to make money. It's worked for him.
Yeah.
For however long, because regardless of like, there's so many people that want to see him get his head like punched in for the shit he's done,
Yeah.
and there's other people who are like his fans. So
Die hard fans. Like his fans that he has are like die hard fans, man.
yeah, exactly. And like the people that want to see him get bashed are going to pay to watch his fight,
Yeah.
and the people that love him are also going to pay to watch his fight. So he needs to keep that persona, so to speak.
Well, like look what happened when he changed that persona and he was like the good guy against Poirier.
Yeah,
And it was just like, yeah, it was just like off, man. Like
it was
something just
weird. Like he
seemed
was
off.
like he was being respectful to somebody on the roster. Like
Yeah.
but like that was also like somebody you'd seen him like belittle the fuck out of earlier in his
Yeah, in
career
the
as
previous
well.
one, just like he went after him. What did they call him? Dustin P. Head Poirier or something?
yeah.
Brutal.
Okay, second point to come from that. During the interview, Helwani asked him about whether he'd re-enter the testing pool when he plans to and all that kind of shit. McGregor tweeted, I think it was like either before or after, that he's clear for testing in February and he'll complete his 2 tests and then be ready to go. Oh, obviously this was way back, like maybe in January sometime. USADA came out like 2 days after the interview, and this is kind of like the bulk of their statement. The UFC rules are clear that in addition to 2 negative tests, an athlete must make themselves available for testing for 6 months before returning to competition. This is a fair way to ensure an athlete does not use the retirement status to gain an unfair advantage by using prohibited substances during the retirement period, which would enhance their performance unfairly if they ultimately decide to return to competition. While the rules permit the UFC to make an exception to the 6-month rule in exceptional circumstances when the strict application of the rule would be manifestly unfair to the athlete, our position, which we have made clear, is that Connor should be in the testing pool for the full 6-month period.
Yeah. So it should be. Look at like, you just have a look at him between what happened to his leg and the fight now.
He's jacked.
Yeah, 100%.
He's jacked as fuck.
Yeah, let's be real. Like he definitely should be in the pool for the 6 months.
Yeah.
I don't disagree whatsoever.
Yeah, but like, what's that put the fight back till then? Like,
I don't
what
know.
would it be now? Like, so we're March now, so that's at least September.
Are they saying that he did have a negative test though?
No,
Okay.
he
so-
hasn't re-entered the testing pool yet.
Yeah.
They, like, in the other part of their statement said, like, like, more shit will be clarified once he actually notifies us of his official return, which he hasn't done yet.
Hmm.
But according to the interview, he's been, like, sparring and stuff in the Tough House. So he's training, interestingly enough.
Yeah, he'd be training amongst like the people that he's got in with tough. Like
Yeah.
he's been training with like Wonder Boy and
Yeah.
that guy that fought last weekend. His name? I don't know. Who cares? A little like wrestling machine. And then Sterling. So he's like, yeah, training with like
Okay.
smaller people, but like good people.
And also, what just has in the first point, it's looking to be at 170.
Yeah.
That makes it interesting too, especially now that Leon's held the belt. Like, if
Yeah, that is
he
interesting.
if he beats Chandler, Dana will push for him to fight for that title.
Massively.
That sets up like a huge like UK Irish fucking fight. It wouldn't have to be in Vegas then either. They'd make a fucking shitload from a stadium fight between Edwards and Connor.
They could sell out 80,000 in 10 minutes
Fuck yeah,
for
for
that
sure.
fight.
That's just a fun fight as well. I'd watch
Yeah,
it.
it is.
It's going to be interesting to see if that, like the tough finals get pushed back because of all this or what happens there.
Yeah, you don't know actually.
Yeah, 'cause
It
it'll
just
be-
depends. Maybe they'll just wait there, like they'll just wait out the airing schedule.
Because it'll be at least
Just because the finals
September
more time
before
to
he
train.
fight.
Yeah, you would think so.
If he's going to have to do the full 6 months, we're March now. That's September at least.
You made a point a couple of weeks ago in the sense that they're cramming pay-per-views in like so much because you think that like it's the 30th anniversary of the UFC this year, they want to get the UFC 300.
Yep.
I probably think they're just planning for him to come back on that and planning a fucking bullshit huge card. Like 3 title fights kind of thing.
It's not that far away when you think about it.
It's really not. We're at 288 right now. And if
Yeah.
they're doing 2 a month for the next 6 months, that's 12. Done.
Mm.
My maths is right.
Yeah, I feel like
Yep.
they're adding a few into the months now, and then they'll space them back out to once a month so they can hit 300 like near the end of the year
Yeah.
and make their the last big show of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, I was about to do that. He said it. Fucking hell, we had this conversation this morning of like,
Yeah.
we just fucking. Did you see that in the chat?
No.
What were we talking about? I can't remember what we were
No.
talking about. Something. Oh, I
People
think it
getting
was.
heat stroke at the
Yes,
thing.
people getting heat stroke at the Steam Festival because they're taking up all the fucking traffic and shit. We literally wrote like the same message, just worded slightly differently at the same time.
Mm.
Of like, fuck, it's 40 degrees. Hope cunts get heat stroke.
Which, like, yeah, I hope they did. By the time this comes out.
Yeah, fuck them. All right, moving on. Fury and Usyk still isn't done. The latest rumors coming out of the fact that Fury apparently isn't training properly and he's overweight.
Oh, fuck
Fury.
And
That's
then
not like him.
he's also stalling because like the sanctioning bodies are going to start pressuring Usyk soon, especially the IBF.
Mm.
So he's going to have to go and take a mandatory fight to keep the belts.
And then
to
Fury
make
will
under-
come
and then-
out and be like, "Oh, you didn't want to fight me."
Exactly.
I know I'm not meant to say it. He's a bloody gypsy.
Yeah, like Fury will be like, oh, he didn't want to fight me, but then like Fury will fight nobody near.
He'll fight. Who was that guy he fought? Sora. He'll fight him again and take
Yeah.
another burger off him.
Maybe just like gets back into a corner and has to fight like Joe Joyce or something.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
great.
Who's Joyce fighting soon? That Asian fella, the headbutter. Or is he the headbuttee?
Actually, hang on. When is that or was that?
I don't know.
That
I
might have
seen him
already
like,
happened.
I
Nah,
seen old mate like go into Joe Joyce's gym recently. It was friendly. Like he just hopped in the ring. They had like a friendly face off. That Michaela Mayer, like, I think it might have been a different person.
Oh,
she was there with.
maybe, yeah, that's the card that it's happening on.
Yeah.
He's the co-main for that.
That Michaela Mayer,
Mm.
she just promotes everything now to her OnlyFans, which I don't know if she posts like crazy shit to it or if it's just like you pay like whatever the fee is to go look at all the training stuff.
Yeah.
Just smart move, man.
Yeah.
Like go make like money outside of your contract and everything like that.
It makes sense to. Why not?
Get a tit out occasionally and make a couple extra bucks. Oh, tell me you wouldn't. I would.
Easy enough for him to make money that way.
Yeah.
Titty?
Kind of,
It's one titty?
kind of a cheat code in that sense. But yeah, there's fuck all else to talk about on that until this fat cunt gets his shit together and actually like signs the contract. Like you offered a 70-30 split and Usyk took it.
yeah.
And you still haven't fucking like just signed the contract.
And like
you bitch.
to put that into perspective for like how much of a low ball that is for the WBC, a mandatory challenger gets 70-30 split.
Yeah. And Usyk's like I don't give a fuck about the money essentially.
Yeah, like Usyk
on the
holds
belt.
Usyk holds 4 fucking belts.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like it's just a fucking low ball piece of shit move.
Being a bit of a slippery gypsy, do you reckon?
Like-
Definitely fucking Fury, the fucking slippery gypsy king.
Like I said the other
He's
week,
greasing.
that proves beyond nothing else that Fury knows he can't win. Fury's he's afraid.
Scared?
Yes, he's fucking scared.
He doesn't like the
Quivering.
tough challenges.
Hmm?
He doesn't want any tough challenges.
No, he doesn't.
He just wants an easy burger and he's done.
An easy burger and the Wilder treatment to keep the WBC belt. He's going to end up fighting fuck knows who next if he doesn't fight Usyk.
Yeah.
I mean, who else is on the up? Joe Joyce and that fella, he's person from Shanghai or wherever he's from.
No, that guy's kind of old. And
Yeah, no, I mean, that guy doesn't stand a chance. I reckon Fury destroys that guy.
it's really like
Joe Joyce destroys that guy.
That's about it.
Yeah, but,
Joyce,
like,
there's a couple of other younger heavyweights coming up, but they're not like proficient enough yet to
Hmm.
stand up to Fury's like technical style. Anyway, like I said, I don't want to fucking linger on it anymore until shit actually happens. But it looked like this April 29th date is in jeopardy, so let's just leave it at that.
Well, fun fact. This is about Usyk, not Fury. He said if that date doesn't go ahead, it goes back to 50-50 split.
yeah, which is fair. So Fury's going to fuck himself over and then, like, it won't happen April 29th. That's way
No,
too
no,
far.
I reckon we're going to lose that fight because it's not going to happen on that. Then Usyk's going to go back to 50-50 split. Fury's not going to agree on that. There's going to be more back and forth. IBF
Yeah.
is going to make the mandatory happen. That's another delayed. Like Usyk's got to do camp. The other dude's got to do camp. Obviously, they got to have the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Then
well,
you're back
either
in there
the,
again.
either the IBF or the WBA will call their mandatory. One of the two will do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Because
reckon.
the WBO was how he got the titles off Joshua.
Yeah. I reckon they'll Fury will wait until like it's close to the mandatory being called. Then he'll like be like, oh yeah, 50-50 split. So
Well,
then
it's already getting quite close, so
Yeah, I just want to like also say I hope people like start to see now that like AJ wasn't the fucking problem for that undisputed fight.
no. Well, yeah,
Like-
it's pretty clear to see who's like making it an issue because like you
Fury
come out.
fucked that one and now he's fucking up this one.
yeah, like there was numerous times where like AJ agreed to everything on his side of the contract.
Well, to come out and agree with a 70-30 split
Mm.
and to not take that, like the fight purse for that fight's going to be huge.
Yeah.
70% of that, man. So much. dude.
Massive. Like just take it, you fucking idiot.
And he's just quivering.
Absolutely fucking quivering. But anyway, let's move on to some better news. One championship.
Yeah.
Did you see this?
See what? I just like one championship.
One
What?
championship. One championship.
Just loves it. Loves a good one championship.
No.
I like that.
Like a Labrador when you're like, oh, you boy?
Legit. Huh? You get it. All right, so one championship's going to be broadcast on Channel 7 in Australia. They've inked a new deal.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go. That's,
Nice.
they do like downed knees and shit.
Yeah.
Which is like, we're just getting like the full MMA experience.
It's going to be fucking brutal. But it's cool because like Channel 7 is like a free catch-up service. So there's going to be like
Yeah.
free events like all the time. So, definitely get prepared for a little bit more of a coverage of one championship. I'm going to be fucking so
Well-
excited to watch Mighty Mouse fight, man.
I spoke to you recently about one, and I was like, one and Bellator having to start covering it a bit more.
Yes.
And it's like, now they've just been like, oh.
And I think we have
Boys?
access to both now because Bellator's on KO, right?
And a lot of the time just YouTube. Like they just put their
I'm
fucking
not
cards on
sure.
YouTube for
I
free.
don't think it's on KO.
I think it
they're
is. I've seen
Yeah,
Anyway, we'll
mainly
check out
UFC.
later. I know it's on something. I know the PFL's on DAZN, so we could, actually start covering a lot more of this stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, from memory, I've seen like just pretty decent Bellator cards just on YouTube live
Yeah.
stream. You're like, what? Why
I
is
don't
that
think
there?
they do pay-per-views.
Which is weird because they make a lot of money because people go from the UFC back to Bellator and shit. Just to like, so they can have like signed like deals and shit.
They still allow like promotions and shit like that, I assume.
Yeah, you can have like
Sponsorship.
sponsors on your shorts. and
Yeah.
Instead of like Dana being like, it looks untidy, but then just put sponsors all over his cage, octagon, whatever you want to call it, then just has Prime on his like when people weigh in. That's a shit show. I don't like that.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Anyway.
Anyway, so that's going to be good for, well, just us in general. It's nice to actually see we're going to get some access to some better fucking combat sports.
Oh well.
Better access to combat sports, rather.
Yeah, it helps us help the people, Ned. So
Enjoy themselves.
we can just cover.
Yeah, well, when there's no boxing or UFC, we'll possibly have that to cover. So
Exactly. Yeah.
But can we just
keep
touch
things
on
interesting.
how active combat sports have been this year?
Especially the UFC. Man. UFC's killing it lately.
Well, boxing, man, has like they're like never get promoted. You wouldn't know they're on unless you just like on the day happen to stumble across them. It's
Yeah,
just
like I woke up this morning and jumped on KO, and there was just some card from like over in the UK on that I had no idea was on.
it was like 1 a.m. or something.
Yeah,
You know
It
what the fuck?
Yeah. Weird shit happens like that.
Yeah, I had no idea there was even fucking them boxing. Like I knew there was the other ones happening, but yeah, I was like, what the fuck, man? There's been like fucking. It was like 5 when I woke up, and there'd already been like a handful of fights. Yeah, moving on.
Alrighty. Yeah. Moving on. Canelo's back. Canelo versus John Ryder confirmed for Jalisco or Jalisco, I would probably say, Mexico, Cinco de Mayo weekend. So that's like May
Mexico.
5th.
big
But I think it works
celebration.
out to be like May 8th.
What?
Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Yeah, right.
He always fights in May and September.
Who's this guy that he's fighting?
John Ryder.
Is he good? Sounds
He's-
like Zack Ryder, like the wrestler.
He's okay.
Speaking of wrestlers, I noticed that no one got us in the comments with the cripple crossface. If you could, should be mucho gracias.
Anyway,
That's not the
Um,
wrestler he's fighting though.
no, he's fighting. I don't even know who's John Ryder fought. He fought Callum Smith.
Callum Smith and arguably like could have won tight fight.
Who didn't win?
No, he lost the decision, but a lot of people were like saying that he should have won the fight.
Boxing.
So
But
he's a decent fighter, but
He's not going to beat Canelo.
not they're to be hit too much for Canelo. Like, just the way Canelo throws his combinations, always coming forward. Like Ryder will get tagged at some point.
I expected him to put Canelo in there with someone that he could kind of look good against.
Well, it's a mandatory defense anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, like, people are saying, oh, he's taken fucking easy touch before Bivol, but like he
He's
doesn't
keeping
really
his
have
belt.
a choice. Yeah, he's got 4 fucking belts.
It's an IBF mandatory.
Yeah.
too, so it's fucking.
Like, if he wants to stay undisputed, which arguably makes that Bivol fight bigger
Yeah.
because it's too fucking. Well, he's what?
Two
Bivol-
bloody young lions in their prime going at it, boys. It's going to be a bloody good one.
Bivol's already beat him and will be going for fucking undisputed up possibly in his next fight after. So
Yeah, it's well.
Well, who's
I-
Bivol fighting next? He's going to fight.
I'm not sure who
Okay.
Bivol's fighting next, but you mentioned to me yesterday that the WBC has ordered Callum Smith versus Benavidez.
So it's happening.
Yeah,
good fight.
Smith's gonna get fucked up.
I mean, we thought Yard was going to get run over, plowed through.
Absolutely mowed down.
We thought Yard was just going to get absolutely aerated. But, you know,
Clipped.
he didn't. He didn't get clipped. He got clipped a few times.
Oh yeah.
Like a couple of like rough patches around the edges, but not a full clipping.
Yeah, and Smith is arguably a better technical boxer than.
Yeah,
Yeah, you would say so.
he's bigger too. I'd say like taller. You
Yeah.
reckon?
Yeah, a lot taller.
Longer reach.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting fight. I reckon probably Benavidez probably gets it done, but it's interesting to watch.
But you would think like if you can't tag him and put him out, it'll be a tight fight. I feel.
Yeah, I like Tall Smith.
I like that you can differentiate between them now.
Old Smith and Tall Smith.
Oh, you know, Gray Smith and Tall.
Fucking hell.
Tall and Gray. Imagine family reunions. That family. You got the one with autism just in the corner, and then you got the boys just boxing like the dad. Come on, be fucking wild scenes, man. I'm telling you. You're after him.
Fine.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But yeah, like you said, it's everyone's kicking off because they're like, oh, he's taking an easy touch. But yeah, it's an IBF mandatory. There's no way around it. And it's good that he's finally. It's been 12 years since he's fought in Mexico or some shit like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's taking a fight home.
That stadium's gonna go fucking mental.
I seen some article. It made me just giggle to myself, and it just said something along the lines of like, Canelo's got to like prove himself to the Mexican people. I'm like, no. Mexicans love him everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, have you not noticed he walks out to like a mariachi band and like people lose their
I was
minds?
about to say, yeah.
Yeah, like the people that are singing are like something like the biggest stars in Mexico.
Yeah, he had that like Mexican rapper.
Yeah, and he had like one of their full
I know
like
his name.
classical fucking opera sort of singers at one of them as well. Like
Yeah.
some of them like the biggest fucking stars.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I was like reading this article. I'm like, what the fuck publishes this dog shit?
Canelo is like a Mexican hero.
Like fighting, golfing, fucking
Yeah.
rearing a few stallions. What can't the man do?
Just absolutely
You reckon he like
across the board.
he's selling horses because he like for his own meat and that? Mate, you don't know, you know?
Unless you know.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Do you know?
No, I don't. That's what I'm asking.
Who said that?
I got no idea. I don't know.
Anyway. Alrighty. Moving on. We were supposed to have another fight to cover today, which is why we were allowed to go so early. Fucking Gilberto Ramirez. Absolutely terrified of the return of the king.
I heard,
Gabe Rosado.
I heard he wouldn't even step on the scales, boys.
Missed weight by 7 pounds.
Yeah, you fucking. I mean, probably like a listener of the pod. We've been ramping up the king.
Well, you were. I was saying I thought he was going to get murdered.
Yeah, well, yeah, you weren't on board with him, but I knew.
He was absolutely fucking took a page out of Fury's book and was fucking quivering in his boots.
I mean, you can't blame the man. I mean, to walk through Triple G the way that Gabe did, I don't care how big Ramirez thinks he is.
See, this is the point. He's a fucking weight bully.
Right. And he had
what the fuck? Hang on, what do they fight at? 175 that they were
Ready.
going. Okay. Like, yeah, there's been this argument for a while that, like, you saw the size difference in between him and Bivol in the fight. Yeah, Bivol punched the fuck out of him, like, just a way better technical boxer. But Ramirez has been able to cut. It's like a Pereira situation. Like, he blows up to like 200 pounds or some shit after the fight.
Yeah, he's not
Or
going
after
to
the weigh-in. He's fucking huge for 175.
He won't be able to cut that weight forever.
No,
He's
he probably can't do it anymore. He missed weight by 7 pounds. Like, that's probably it.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's hard to kind of get like chances again after that
Yeah,
at that weight. What weight do they fight now?
175.
Yeah, what's that in the weights?
Light heavyweight.
Okay, so cruiserweight after that.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Which wouldn't be a bad move for him. Cruiserweight's not that stacked.
I
No,
was
not
gonna
at all.
say, like, because Bivol can go up to cruiserweight, can't
Technically, he's probably not big enough.
he? Okay.
Better be it.
Oh, like, I feel like Bivol probably could, especially with.
He'd
who's
have to
that?
stack on a lot of weight.
Who was the.
Cruiserweight limit's 200. Isn't it? Hang on.
That's
No,
the max.
isn't-
That's the maximum limit, but you don't
There's
have. You
another-
don't have to weigh 200.
Yeah, you can be a bit under. Eh?
Yeah, you can. You could go in like. You go in there at fucking
Is there another weight?
195.
Is there another weight class in between? Light heavyweight and cruiserweight?
Oh, was that where the WBC tried to make that bridge of weight?
No, that's in
Well,
between
that in
cruiserweight
between.
and heavyweight.
That hasn't turned out great.
Yeah, who knows if that's even a thing anymore. All right. Let's move on to our last point here, which is slightly interesting. Remember, I don't know if you were here for the episode, but a couple of weeks ago, Darren Till was released by the UFC.
Yeah, I seen
And
the thing
he-
that he asked to let go.
Yeah. He asked
did
for a
see
release because he said he had some business to attend to. I seen a news article yesterday that said that he is potentially going to be Logan Paul's return opponent to boxing.
I don't like that for Logan. Till's decent.
Till's got hands, man.
Yeah,
He does.
Till's good on the feet.
And he's big. Like, he cut to get to 170, he was like nearly dying. And then even to get to 185, he was like a little bit.
He's a big dude.
Yeah, and he's
Massive.
been in Hamzat's fucking training camps as well. He can fucking bang. Like, he can punch.
Yeah, he can crack. I seen a thing about Luke Rockhold is going to. Sorry to like just change topic, but it made me think about that. Luke Rockhold's gone to bare knuckle boxing and he's fighting Mike Perry.
That's interesting. interesting.
It's fun, man. That's
I
such
did
a fun
see-
fight.
I did say something about that.
I remember actually
I
saying
feel like
that
we
and
were
showing
talking
you
about
at
that.
work. Yeah.
But dude, that is super fun because Rockhold's like a fair bit bigger than Perry.
But his chin's made of paper.
His chin is questionable.
And Perry doesn't give a fuck.
Perry, I swear Perry was made for bare knuckle boxing. He like thrives on just getting his face busted up.
Absolutely mashed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it for Rockhold, but it's a fun fight while
Yeah,
it lasts.
100%.
What was the last thing we were talking about?
Till
Oh,
apparently
Till
returning to
Paul.
fight Logan Paul.
Yeah, I don't like that for Paul.
No,
Like,
not at all.
Till.
I feel like Till would have done a fair bit of boxing growing up as well in England. Like they love their boxing over there.
Yeah, well then he like not only has like the boxing in England, and then he went to Thailand for ages and just done Muay Thai, and they got like relatively good boxing. Like you look at
Yeah.
like Liam Harrison, dude, his boxing's pretty crisp.
It's just in the sense of like they train fucking hard over there, man.
Oh
When
yeah,
they spar full on all the time.
yeah. I mean, Till hasn't looked the greatest in his like last maybe 4.
This is probably the motivation that he needs to like look better though,
Yeah,
because he knows if he goes out and loses to Logan Paul, like the UFC's not even going to take him back.
no, he'll be going to I don't know somewhere else, Bellator
Yeah.
or something.
Some shit like that.
Yeah, I'd like to see him just come out and put Logan on his ass.
That'd be fucking great.
Mm.
Wonder what weight it'll be at.
Logan,
Like a
Logan Paul's
190
a pretty
catch
big
weight or
dude.
something like that.
Yeah, it'd be like 190 something. I think Logan's around 190, 200.
He's pretty big.
Yeah, he's
He's-
solid dude.
He's taller than Jake, but he's not as thick. So I think they kind of even out in that way.
I'd say top half, yeah, but like yeah, Jake's got like
Huge legs.
yeah, Jake's got thicker legs and shit. The top half's pretty even.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean it's fun. There's just fun shit happening in that type of boxing, really. Like not in like proper boxing,
Like
like
I
the bare knuckle with Perry versus Rockhold. That's
yeah, well,
fun.
that actually seems like it's going to happen, whereas Till and Paul seems like a rumor. So fucking all remains to be seen at this point in time.
Such a weird move. I'm gonna go to. That's a pretty smart move. I'm gonna go from like the UFC to just go make a bunch of money. Then I can just have a decent break. Pretty smart when you think about it.
Against somebody he can probably beat.
Yeah.
Might not even have to go back to the UFC.
No, he might just
Make
make
enough
bank
money.
there, and then
Yeah.
old Jakey boy will be like, "Fucking, you beat me, brother."
Mhm.
KSI doesn't want to fight. I don't know. I don't know
Who
if I
knows?
want to see KSI versus Jake after seeing KSI's last performance and then seeing Jake against like Tommy. I just don't think I like need to digest that fight.
Yeah, not at all. No one really needs to consume it.
I
I
did say
don't-
something about KSI and Tommy Fury fighting each other. Like he doesn't want to fight Jake Paul.
I mean, it's just another fight that just doesn't make sense
It's
because
stupid.
Jake's a better boxer than KSI. And then he couldn't beat Tommy. So it's like, what? I don't know. KSI's just going to come out and be all throwing loopy shots. And
I mean, like if you're Tommy Fury, you obviously just take it because you're gonna make a shit ton of money because they're both from England.
I just don't understand what his
Yeah.
concept is of like
Like-
constantly chasing around Jake's opponents. Why not just fight Jake?
he's got a massive heart on for Jake for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
he couldn't get Jake, so he just starts slanging some meat to his brother. Like, it's just a whole fucking weird situation, man.
Yeah.
Let's roll into 286 breakdown.
Let's hit it.
What did we have on the card? We had what's the fight that opened? I fucking blank.
Vittori versus Belieb.
yeah, Vittori got the win. Close fight. I honestly thought going into it that the other guy was ahead,
Yeah.
but then it ended up yeah, Vittori from Lord of the Rings got the decision. We moved into Casey O'Neill versus whoever she fought.
Yeah, I can't remember who that was.
I'm fucking shocking with names, so I just remember like key names.
And I had to get ready to come here during that fight, so I don't actually
Yeah.
know who won that.
The other chick.
Yep.
So Casey O'Neill lost. Close fight again. A bit of a stand-up fight. Probably wasn't that close actually, but it was like contested, close contested.
Yeah.
Then we moved into
Barbarina.
yeah, he lost by a submission, I feel, or maybe like ground strikes. I don't know. I kind of caught like the tail end of that.
Okay.
But yeah, I was just like having a shower, getting ready.
Mhm.
Then we moved into Justin, the highlight, Gaethje. And, you know, the most fitting nickname in combat sports, I reckon.
The
What a fight.
highlight reel.
The highlight reel. Because,
Oh,
like, every
fuck.
fight, bro, is a highlight. Like, the best.
He holds the record for the most like performance bonuses.
So he should.
Yeah.
He was fighting,
Raphael,
Raf.
Raphael
Fiziev.
Fiziev.
Big Raf. I'm just going to go Big Raf. You boys both got here, like, kind of like, you got here midway through the first. You got here, like, tail end of the first.
Mm-hmm.
First was, like, just a real close contested on the feet kind of battle.
Yep.
Gaethje landed one of the best calf kicks I've ever fucking seen within, like, the first 20 seconds.
Yeah, I seen the highlight of that. Was that the one where he like spun him around?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was a good kick.
Even the sound of it, man, was like, yeah, like a loud crack, man. It was good. Yeah, then the rest of that fight was like pretty contested on the feet. I'm sucks that it was only a 3-rounder. That's a fight that you'd love to see go 5.
I'd say it again.
Yeah, I'd watch it again.
Interesting.
But
But I also gave it to Gaethje.
Yeah, Gaethje just started to piece him up through that third with that
Yeah.
jab, just driving it home.
Yeah. Like I said, that dude was ranked 13th. So to come up and fight Gaethje, who's like arguably one of the best in that division, is like, you know, does nothing but good things for his career. Because it's not like he went out there and got like pieced the fuck up, like Tony Ferguson kind of effect. Like he was in the fight the whole time. His eye was a mess.
By the end of the third, yeah, it was. There was
Yeah,
like
it was
46 significant strikes or something landed by Gaethje. With a minute and a half left in the third round.
Yeah.
He was just like driving that jab home in that third.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if it was a 5-rounder, Gaethje would have stopped him.
And then just that takedown at the end
Yeah.
sealed it.
Yeah, well then, yeah, the late takedown. That was a smart move by Gaethje, just to kind of put like a little cherry on top.
Yeah.
Fun fight. Like, is there ever a fight that Gaethje's in that's not just like entertainment?
He just forces it to be fun.
That other guy's got that style real heavy too. Like he loves like a fight like that. But I mean, it does nothing but good things for Big Raf. Like, you know, I still think he should slide into the top 10 after that. It's not like he like got fucking smashed and was like over. He close contested fight for the most
it
part.
was pretty heavily contested from everything I seen.
Yeah. So moving into the main event, that was Usman versus Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
And still.
yeah, I didn't expect that, especially with so Edwards got a point taken in the third or fourth.
Yeah, the third it was.
Third, yeah, for holding the fence. Fair enough, you shouldn't be doing it. Yeah, got a point taken. I thought it was going to kind of push it towards a draw, but we got there. Fucking Rocky Edwards, still the champ. What a fight! Like not like anything crazy happening overall, but just like a good performance by Edwards.
Yeah, he was landing the more eye-catching shot.
Definitely.
Usman obviously putting the pressure on, setting the pace in the fight, but
I
was
feel like
also
Usman might have kind of stooged himself in the last round. If he kind of like come out and put the pressure on.
Yeah, he needed to be landing more shots, not trying
Yeah.
to force him up against the cage and just hold him there.
Yeah, not even work a takedown. He was just holding him against the
Yeah.
cage, which doesn't. I don't believe that scores you much unless you kind of finish at a takedown or you like work strikes into it.
Yeah, he needed to be throwing more.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
This is how the scoring worked out. One judge gave Kamaru round 4. He scored the round that Leon lost 0.99. One judge gave Kamaru that round, and gave that round a 10-8. And then the third judge, which ended up scoring at a draw, gave him round 2, and round 3 was a 10-8. So the first two judges only gave Kamaru a round each, and even the second one only gave him the round that that Leon lost the point in.
Yeah, he wasn't doing a great deal.
He wasn't. He was
got-
tentative the entire time. He was, like I
Yeah.
said at the start of the fight, he was using his striking not as an offensive weapon. He was using it to try and set up his takedowns, which is bad because Leon was just fucking kicking the fuck out of his midsection anytime he'd move.
Leon started using like beautiful knees up the middle when he would try like get in close to. So I feel like that might have deterred him a bit.
Yeah, well, Leon done like well to keep the distance throughout the first two rounds. Really, like,
Yeah.
Usman wasn't able to get him down. Like, it wasn't like the previous fight. Like, Usman had him down in the first, and it was like all stand up the second round. Really,
I feel like it was a good thing for Edwards. Edwards came out of like being in London through lockdown, and they're
Yeah,
like
yeah.
super strict on it. So he wouldn't have had training partners coming through. Then he came out of that fortnight and then got set up into like the first Usman fight. So you think that's not a great time just to be working on your grappling and shit like that.
Yeah.
So like obviously he definitely worked on it this time because his takedown defense was good. Like
Yeah,
even like
it was
in the
decent in the
clinch was
first
good.
fight too. He was able to get up a lot,
yeah,
and like
yeah.
Usman wasn't able to take him down in the center of the cage either. Like, he was always like
against the fence.
yeah, he was always against the fence. So he always had that little bit of like, I'm safe here. Like, I don't have to fight it. Usman's not trying to take me down. So he just like stood there and waited for him to fucking well, he would work his way up for the takedown and just break from it and get back to work on the feet.
Yeah. Good fight though.
I think the main point to make is the fact that the first like knockout in that first fight really affected Usman maybe even more than he knows.
Yeah, I don't know if he'd been stopped for that.
Well, it's one of those things, man. It's like if you get like sort of rocked and then like stopped on the ground, but you're still with it kind of shit, that's a little bit different to just getting head kicked, fucking your body goes limp.
Yeah, he got fucking.
He got
Different.
like, it's one of those things that like actually just changes you as well. Like watching that back, that fucks you up.
Yeah, well, he doesn't even remember anything after it. He just remembers being in the ambulance.
Exactly. Yeah, he said he remembers like being in the cage and then all of a sudden he remembers waking up in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. That's a big chunk of time to lose.
Yeah. I mean, he still looked good.
Yeah.
Usman did. I just feel like he does himself in. Like, you're not the champion anymore. You can't just like kind of like edge rounds out by leaning on someone.
Yeah, like he needed to go harder in the fifth.
I feel like obviously not. If like the judges just obviously hated him.
Nobody gave him the fifth round. Yeah.
Well, not the fifth, but even like the judges just.
Well, like I said, I think it was
him no
like
rounds.
it was a little like what Leon was doing is a little bit more deceptive than what it appeared to. Like he was constantly landing those fucking body strikes and just
Big
with the
liver
jab
kicks
and
too, man.
yeah,
Some of them were like heavy.
brutal.
Like, he was landing the more eye-catching shots throughout the fight for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I think when they showed the strikes up after 2 rounds, like Usman had landed more, but like Leon had landed like way more eye-catching strikes.
And you can't really say that having somebody up against the cage and just leaning against them is control time. Yeah, if you take him down and you're holding him, that's control time.
Yeah, I don't think they classify that as control time.
No.
I don't know. They might.
They might if he's in a compromised position, but if Leon's just standing there and then immediately gets out, like,
yeah, he did well to get out, like always angle out, like
Yeah.
away from Usman's power, and
Yeah, well,
smart
like,
fight by Rocky.
Usman would have been better off coming forward in the last round, not like pushing him up against the cage and holding him there. I feel like if you're forcing the bloke backwards and you're setting the pace, that's more octagon control than just having him pressed against the fucking cage.
Yeah, try get him down. Like he manhandled Woodley, who's I'd say more like definitely a better wrestler than Edwards, and he's like probably like more physically built than Edwards.
yeah, 100%.
Like I don't know, he didn't seem like he was trying. Sets up Covington versus Edwards though. Covington weighed in at the weigh-ins, hit 170 on the dot, just as a backup fighter.
Yep.
I reckon he's obviously next in line if he's there for backup.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that gives us Edwards versus Covington, and Covington's going to do nothing but take him down.
Yeah, 100%.
Now, I seen the other day it was, I think, I'm not sure what card it'll be on, but it was Gilbert Burns and Masvidal.
That's the next. That's 288.
That's the next pay-per-view, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just seen a poster for it the other day. I was like
Oh,
interesting fight.
287 rather. Yeah.
That could set up Masvidal versus Edwards. If Masvidal beats Burns, which I don't think he will, but like they had that run in the back in London
Yeah,
where Masvidal like cracked him,
Yeah.
hit him with a 3-piece in the shoulder.
yeah, like that's what I was saying. Like when the fight was on, I'm glad I'm sort of glad now that Edwards got the victory because it's like a changing of the guard at 170, and the fights will be more interesting because he's more of a like striking fighter.
Well, imagine it's just like
Yeah, it's just better.
Usman wins that fight, and then we just see Covington versus Usman again. Like, no, we don't need to see that again.
Nah, not at all.
Now we see Covington versus Edwards. Like, that's a pretty exciting fight. And then if Connor wins, it's like Connor versus Covington. Oh my fucking god!
The build up for that is insane.
The build up is nuts in that. Honestly, I reckon Covington just drowns him too. Sucks the life out of him in the first 2 rounds and just
Yeah, but even if McGregor just stays at 172, like you got him and Masvidal have had beef for ages. Like that'll be a good fight because they'll both just stand and fucking bang with each other. And Masvidal's like decent enough on the feet to make that fight pretty competitive with McGregor.
Yeah.
Masvidal talks like Connor talks mad shit. He'll just get shanked in the back.
Like
The build up for that
Yeah.
fight's fun too.
fucking. Well, he's like, I'm a fucking gangster and all this shit, and McGregor just doesn't give a fuck about what he says to anybody. So the build up in that's just gonna be like off its head. Same as
I
with
feel like
like
his name's George.
George.
George Masvidal.
People pronounce it both ways.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird, hey.
It's funny as.
I think Chael Sonnen, I don't know whether Chael Sonnen does it just to annoy him.
I know,
Yeah, it's Jorge though. I'm pretty
like,
sure.
yeah, because Colby was doing it to him
Yeah.
with George,
Yeah.
like all the time,
Hates
just
it.
giving him the shit.
That dude is hilarious, man. Apparently, like one of the most like respectable people outside of like promo shit. Like you see like videos of him with like fans and stuff, and you're like, oh, he's like legit a good dude.
Oh, yeah, I listened to him, and he was on Flagrant the other day. It was a really fucking
Covington
good
was.
interview. Oh, I thought you were talking about Chael Sonnen.
Oh no, yeah, he's. You can tell he's a good dude. He's
Yeah.
just real. That's mad. I'm gonna listen to that. That'd be dope.
Yeah, it's fucking heaps good interview.
Speaking about listening to shit on YouTube in particular, you can find us Eggplant Tornado Podcast, and you can pretty well just do whatever you feel works best for you. But get behind the boys. It helps us help you enjoy yourselves.
Probably a perfect segue out of that. There's not much more to say. So anyway, let's move on to our Benavidez versus Plant preview.
What was that?
Benavidez versus Plant preview. I
Uh,
just got there.
Yeah, so these dudes had beef in, I feel like it was Plant's gym. From memory, I was watching
I
the
did see
video.
that Plant. It was that Plant's gym here. It was like he
Plant
had the
just
wraps
threw,
and shit on his hand and that. Like he'd been
Yeah.
training.
Plant threw a slap or a punch, I'm guessing, but you just seen a scuffle after that. But man, he loves like a little cheeky little fucking swing, eh?
Swing.
Yeah.
Free
Tried
fight
to,
fucking slap, eh?
tried to hit Canelo with it and got embarrassed.
Hit him with the old Will Smith.
Trying. Fucking trying. Yeah. With Canelo, I just love Canelo's just had a press conference like midway through taking his sunnies off, and he just still has like matrix movement,
Matrix.
just gets out of the way, and then goes hits Plant. I thought that was beautiful. Yeah, this one's been a fiery build up, eh? They do not like each other. Well, you guys are like both pretty heavy. Benavidez, I guess, whatever he's Benavidez. There's too many. He's got to change your names.
It's an
I
interesting
struggle.
fight. I don't know.
Yeah, it could really go both ways, but I think Benavidez just has like he's just output and range and power is something Plant's not going to be able to handle.
Yeah, from I haven't watched much of him. Like I'm more of a Plant fan. I've seen more of his fights. Like it's like from my understanding, he'll do like cracks pretty hard. Eh?
Yeah, and he just like he'll just throw like 12 punches walking forward
Okay.
with no regard
Which is like kind of bad because Plant does have power on his shots.
and
He would-
crisp boxing.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
slick. He's a slick boxer.
Like yeah, if you're just like throwing kind of recklessly, he will use that to like his advantage and use your fucking momentum and crack you. Like we seen it against the last dude that he fought.
Durrell.
Yeah, Darrell was just kind of fighting reckless and fuck, it was beautiful what he got caught with.
Oh yeah, he fucked him
Anyone else exciting on this card?
up. Not that I know of. It's a Showtime card, so
Yeah, so there's like 3 fights on the
yeah,
whole
we'll
thing.
see how that pans
Yeah,
out.
you'll have 2 other fights apart from that main.
I mean, Plants has got to kind of stay composed really and like wait for his counter shots.
Yeah, he can get it done.
Well, he didn't look bad against Canelo, I don't feel, until Canelo kind of like settled in.
Yeah, those later rounds where he sort of started to get a handle on it.
Yeah. So I don't know, like I like Plant as a boxer. I reckon he's crisp, cracks pretty hard, talks a lot of shit, tries to slap people all the time. Fucking funny ass.
He can get the job done.
I just feel like Benavidez' work rate and shit will just be too much
Yeah.
later on in the fight. I don't see Benavidez like going out there and walking through him like he claims he's gonna.
He'll just drown him a bit, try pour it on him.
Yeah, I feel like his accumulation of shots, the amount, like he'll have no problem throwing like 6 punch combinations constantly.
What's their beef? Do we know?
They just don't like each other.
Not fans?
No.
I mean, it's fair. I mean, I was hoping there was going to be like a bit of a cooler story to it to some degree, but
Benavidez has like missed weight a bunch of times. Then he got banned because he got done for coke and shit like that. A bit of a Jones situation there, but fucking, I think Plant used some of that stuff in a bit of the promotion, and then Benavidez didn't take kindly to that. But then it's also just at the end of the day, like, you know, two young cunts vying for a top position. They're trying to say that whoever wins should get the Canelo fight.
I mean, I feel like next we're going to see, after this mandatory, we're going to see Canelo versus Bivol again. And then after Bivol beats him again, he might go fight Plant or something.
Yeah.
That's if Bivol does. But I reckon Bivol just found a little fucking, you know, his way to beat Canelo. And I don't see Canelo being able to do a great deal to change it unless he comes in and does like works the arm a bit more.
Nah.
Kind of deflates the jab a bit.
Well, yeah, that and the fact that I think he went into the last match and tried to outbox Bivol, which he can't do. I think next time he just tries to go in and hurt him, which is probably a better. Because that's the thing, like Bivol's a rhythm fighter. Like he constantly works off his jab and his own pace and stuff like that. You need to get him off his balance and off his rhythm because he fought the entire fight at his own pace.
Yeah.
Is that going to be?
He didn't fall into shit.
It's potential for that.
Have you seen the thing of Bivol hitting pads? He does like this mad combo. It's like a jab lead hook, but he does it like within the same motion. You might have seen it.
Yeah, I think I have seen it actually.
It's just cool. Like it's nothing too crazy, but it's just like the way it flows is just cool.
Yeah.
I like it. Vera versus Sandhagen.
Yes, this is going to be interesting.
Any news on? I need to look into other shit too. No, it's probably saying that it's like a fight night, so that's probably just that banger of a fight as the main, then like a bit of a straggler of a card leading up to that. Vera versus Sandhagen is fun, man. This probably leads a little bit into like who could be fighting for the belt after O'Malley, or maybe this leads into Griffey's little dream matchup of
Holly Holmes, Kame.
who's she fighting?
Yana Kunitskaya.
Kunitskaya.
She's Russian, obviously.
Oh. Well, Holly Holmes always an exciting fighter to watch. She seems like she's kind of fallen off a bit as she's like kind of working.
100 years old.
I mean,
She'd be getting on. She'd have to be near 40.
I mean, her skin looks like she's been in the sun for at least 50 years.
Yeah.
Still a beautiful woman. Don't get me wrong.
Concrete in her spare time.
Yeah. I feel like she's out of her prime though, and you can kind of see in her last maybe like 4 fights. You're like, oh, she's probably ready to hang him up. She kickboxed before she came to the UFC and boxed. She's a champion in both.
Yeah.
So it's not like she's just like worked her way up through the MMA scene. She's like worked her way through all
She's
3
won belts everywhere.
Yeah. So you know, maybe she's just going for one last run. I don't know. She's got the potential. She's got the skill. But Vera versus Sandhagen. That's the exciting fight.
Yeah, fuck yeah, that's gonna be a banger.
Fuck, it's a hard one to.
It could really that could just go either way.
Yeah, Sandhagen uses like slicing elbows and shit. So we're probably expected to see a bit of blood in this fight. Crazy flying knees and shit, but Vera is also like really good at keeping his range, using kicks out of things.
Sandhagen's got the reach advantage.
He's taller and longer for sure. But Vera's got like real good at like keeping you like on the end of his kicks, and like you seen it with like Dom Cruz.
Yeah,
he like just finished him with like weird ass head kickers Dom tried to get out.
Yeah, that was weird.
Just a fun fight. I'm gonna back Sandhagen just because I like him more, but it's like a 50-50 fight in my head. I hope Sandhagen gets it done, and that sets up like the title fight's already happening between Sterling and Cejudo, so we might as well just have Sandhagen and O'Malley fight. Someone's gonna have to turn some lights off somewhere. Someone's me.
Griff's watching that in a robe with candles.
Yeah, there'll be definitely no companion for that one. I'll be busy that day. But yeah, so obviously not a massive card, so we're Holly home and that fight really. But what do you boys think? It's a banger, eh?
Good
Yeah,
fight.
it is a good fight. I think I'm gonna have to go with Sandhagen.
Yeah. You know, he's just reading good books. He's got that war mentality. It's Vera got.
I don't know, like
Brazilian.
Vera,
He's Brazilian. Them cunts are crazy.
he has
True.
some good wins under his belt, but
He'll fucking
Like-
rob you on the way to the fucking ring. They can't.
You might take
Yeah.
your chain, Sandhagen. Look out.
Yeah.
I think just the pace that Sandhagen fights at as well.
He does. Vera keeps like a pretty quick pace though. Vera uses low kicks really well. So it's something to keep an eye out
He
for.
does, yeah.
Just because like Sandhagen, why do I keep calling him Hagen?
I don't know. This is the second time you've done it.
Sandhagen like uses like
First name Sand.
Yeah. same Hagen. What was that show? You just have like Hagen's Heroes. You know, they have Hogan's Heroes. Just Hagen's Heroes. It's just a fight series.
Sandhagen. It's like a shitty action hero.
The worst. What's his special power? I don't know, he's Sandy. Got a Sandy puss.
Sandy.
Speaking of Sandy pusses, boys.
What kind of segue are you making? All right.
Or anything that stands a burn this week? I don't really have much. I'm pretty. I don't know. Going into the day, I could have thought of a few things. I don't like that they just give people belts in boxing. Oh, you're fighting. Like, I've seen people get belts in like. I watched like an 8-round fight and then they just gave some dude a belt at the end. I was like, how's he getting a belt?
Probably like a regional title.
There's so many different fights.
They got like fucking WBO and shit. Like all of them have like
Regionals.
intercontinental fucking.
and oceanic and fucking
My issue with it is like a title fight should be 10 to 12. Not. I've seen another fight where they fought 6. It was the sloppiest shit show I've ever seen, and they just gave some dude a belt at the end. It's like a shitty belt. It was like on a big enough card that you like. what the
Like
fuck?
it depends on like where you're watching to. Some of them, like if they're a card in like the UK and shit,
Hmm.
they'll have like European titles and all of that sort of stuff on the undercards as well, like Commonwealth titles and shit. Sometimes it's just like the British title.
It's like, yeah, in Australia we've got like the Aussie titles and all that shit.
Yeah,
But like, I swear to God, like if like Tim Tszyu fought Jeff Horn for the best Aussie title you can get, I don't know what they are, and like that'd be a 12 rounder, right?
you would assume so.
Or maybe they'd just do 10. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's weird. I just don't like it. I feel like regardless if it's for an interim belt or the main belt in the UFC, it's a 5-round fight.
Yeah.
Like they shouldn't just be fucking handing shit out. Not handing shit out, but like, oh, you fought fucking 8 rounds, good on you. Here's a medal. Like, the
Yeah,
whole
the
thing.
WBC, the king of that.
I love it. Well, like they wanted to give
They did.
well they gave Fury a bit of a hanking. Nah, they ranked him pretty high in the rankings, didn't they?
What just happened?
What do you mean?
Bit of a hanking.
Hankering for some hank?
Hankering for a rankering.
Hanked out.
Yeah, I don't know. He came in at like what, like 34 or some shit like that.
Well, I seen the only reason I heard anything about it is because he was above like someone that's been boxing recently for a little bit. Should be ranked above Fury, but Fury was ranked higher.
Oh yeah, I did see that, but I can't remember who it was.
I can't either. But it was like someone. It was a person.
It was definitely a person.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, we've got to touch on. We're not going to cover the Jojo Diaz fight just because it's like a bit later in the afternoon.
Yeah.
We would have if like the main stayed on, but it didn't. I mean, he's not fighting fucking.
Who's he fighting? Javier? No, fuck, I don't know. Someone. Hang on.
It's just good for him that he's not fighting our boy. Who's that guy that he fought last time? Fucking. What's his name?
Zapata. Where's
Zapata.
Zapata? Fuck.
He's just having time off, bro. You seen how many punches he threw in the last fight? Probably broke both his hands.
threw enough punches to last a fucking lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah, where is Zapata though? I expected him to make like a bit of a rise into the top of that division. he kinda
Mercito
just-
Gesta.
Oh, Marcito.
I mean, you're putting up a performance like that, mate. Not many people are calling to fight you, I guess.
No, yeah, well, none, especially the top dudes, like they all struggle to fight between themselves anyway, and like, yeah, then they just got this little Mexican punching machine
He's
who's like,
the fucking boogeyman of that division, man.
Yeah, no
100%.
one's clamoring to fight him.
No,
Like,
fuck no.
especially at the moment, you gain nothing from it.
Nah, he's probably literally the most like high risk, low reward fight in boxing.
Oh
Because
yeah,
he will just come at you.
especially at that weight class.
Yeah. Yeah, because
So many other fights you can take and just make money without belts.
go beat the fuck out of George Kambosos.
Yeah, like as fucking Davis and Garcia are showing, there's plenty of money to be made in that division without belts.
Exactly.
You don't need
Yeah.
the belts.
Cambosos doing a lot of talking soon that like something's in the work.
Maxie Hughes,
Who's that?
fighter out of the UK, believe maybe either on the road to being or maybe an ex-world champion.
He's
Oh, he's an
on
ex-world
his way
champion
back.
at a
It's like
lower weight.
It'd be like this would be the fight where like whoever wins this fight will potentially be like straight in line to fight for a title. I can't remember what belt it is exactly.
He's a world champion at 126.
Okay. So like a good fight for Cambosos to go back into.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah, tough-
training hard, man. He's training
Tough
a
fight
lot.
too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he
It'll
doesn't
be.
take the easy fights. You got to give him credit for that. Like,
Yeah.
At no point in time was he like, oh, I'll just go defend against this person or like any of that shit. Yeah, it looks like he's fucking training hard. Guess we should get like off his own dick a little bit.
Yeah, that's it.
Maybe
No,
that's
I
what
completely understand what you're talking about.
I mean, like all good and well. Like at the same point in time, like yeah.
Other people are much worse for it.
Oh yeah, 100%. He achieved something, pretty fucking spectacular.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I just like to see like him promote his other fighters, like being at that card that he was at, and his like fighters were fighting on it, but he still promoted like his own shit more than like them. Like promote your company and shit, man. Like for your way out.
Yeah, that's it. Grow the sport.
Like drives a pretty nice car. Do you know what it is? Does anyone know what it is?
No.
I don't know cars. It just looks
Would have made
nice.
fucking bank bite off them Haney fights.
Oh,
Yeah. His gym's dope. The Ferocious Gym, wherever that is.
Yeah, it looks good.
So dope, man. Like the whole setup of it looks fire. Apparently it's like real exclusive. Like,
I can imagine.
yeah. Yeah, I guess that wasn't much of a standing. I don't know.
Pretty light this week.
Yeah, I'm
It's fucking just a low grit.
low grit, you reckon?
Hey.
Bit
Kind of rubbing it with the cloth. More of a polishing, really.
of a fucking
Bit of spit
bit of a
shine.
tickle. Each time we got cloth instead of sandpaper this week.
Yeah.
You can never go wrong with that.
Bit of brasso on there.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
said it twice this episode, so I might as well say it a third time because third time's the charm. Maybe someone will fucking listen. You can find us. Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, fucking, we're everywhere. If you just, here, do me a favor, right? Yeah, I know. Do me a favor. You just go to Google, type in Eggplant Tornado Podcast, and just, whatever fancies you the most, click on it. And that platform will give you the ability to help us, help you enjoy yourselves. Boys, locked in. We'll be back at it with a veggie bake sometime at a later date.
We will.
Bye.
Nigerian, whcih.